everyone, today I wanted to talk about a few unexpected things about living in big cities as I don't even know if I should call myself a small town girl because everyone would just consider my hometown like a village. I'm from a small town in northern Norway with like 7,000 people, so life there is a lot different to life in London. I live in London now. I've lived in Orlando, Florida before, but I didn't really live in the city. I lived in the Bay Lake area because I lived close to Disney World. So these are just a few things in my experience that I either didn't expect to affect me as much as they did, or I just didn't expect it all. The first one is that your friends disappear all the time. It's almost hard to get close to people because you either don't have enough time to get close with them, or when you do, you end up losing them anyway. People just disappear all the time. By that I mean you change jobs and then it's hard to keep in touch with people that you used to work with, or people move back home or to other countries or other places in the UK. Hello. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to pet a random person's dog, which is really sad. My second point is kind of related to the first one, and it's that you go through people really quickly. It's really easy to get to know people here, but there's a lot of people that you meet and then you don't meet again, which is really annoying when you click really well with someone and then you just never meet them again. One thing is your friends that you don't see again, but then it's your friends' exes, if you actually like them, and then they break up and then you just can't see them again, or the friends of your exes. I've had exes with such great friends, and you know, once you break up, like, you can't meet them again, which is really annoying. Like, I miss those people. The third point, things happen super quickly. You can get a job offer and they can be like, can you come in tomorrow? And moving flats, it can be that you get an offer and then you can move in tomorrow. Things happen so quickly, and I'm used to, you know, having a 3-month resignation period, and if you're gonna move, you need to look way ahead of time. If not, you're not gonna find anything that you can move into, you know, when you need to move. And that looks to be quite common in big cities. Number 4 is something that it feels silly that I didn't think about this that much, but it's that everything is kind of far away and traveling takes a lot of time. I didn't think that much about this because I live in London, right? Like, I live in the big city. But you know, like, if you go somewhere, you kind of need to expect that it's gonna take an hour. You need to always plan for things to take an hour. There's always gonna be something that goes wrong. Not every time, but if you're a train commuter, you know all the weird things that happen. Like, sometimes a tree will fall on the tracks and it will just take forever to get it removed. I don't understand how this country works this way. You know, there's like this much snow on the ground and then the buses can't run. What number am I on? 5 is that you don't really want to go and do like landmark stuff or tourist stuff. Well, this is 100% for living in London, because when I lived in Orlando, I wanted to do the tourist stuff. I was there in the parks every single day. That's not the same thing. You don't move to London to go and see Big Ben every day, you know? These things are not fun. It's like when you've seen them, you've seen them. And I came here for like a school trip a few years before I moved here. I didn't know that I was gonna move here, and I did all the tourist stuff. I have seen everything and I don't need to see it again. Whenever someone comes to visit me, of course I'm gonna do it with my friends, but those are the only times that I do tourist stuff. And I'm pretty sure that would be the same for everyone living in big cities out there. Point number 6. I am a bit nervous about this one because I'm not trying to say that everyone here has bad work ethics, because I know a lot of English people and they definitely don't have bad work ethics. This city is so diverse, it's not about the nationality, but a lot of people here have bad work ethics. And that probably also comes from jobs changing so quickly, and you'll be able to just switch jobs super quickly and leaving, you know, like disappearing from your job, which I've seen happen multiple times. Even like managers have just gone AWOL and like completely just disappeared and never come back. They just left everything, and this has definitely made supervisors and managers be pretty strict. I'm sure that the hospitality industry will change a lot when it comes to employees because of Brexit, which we will not talk about on this channel. Number 7. This, of course, I expected because I've been to a lot of big cities and I had been to London before, but I feel like you don't notice it as much when you're a tourist yourself. There are so many tourists all the time, and of course I'm glad they're here because they're important for the economy, and I'm glad that people, you know, can travel and all this, but it's just so crazy how many there are and how packed everywhere is. If I have to cross Westminster Bridge, I just don't. I'll take a detour, you know, I just won't do it because there's so many people there. It's so crowded, and tourists want their pictures, so they're just not gonna care at all. People just don't consider safety. Point number 8, I often refer to London as like mini New York City. London is not small, but there are, you know, certain things like Piccadilly Circus is totally like a mini version of Times Square. In a lot of ways, London is like second version of New York City, including that it never sleeps. I didn't actually think about the fact that that applies to a lot of big cities. When I worked at Starbucks, I would get up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock to go to work, which I don't know how I did that, and I would get on the bus to work. I didn't think the bus would be packed. You know, the bus at like 4:30 or 5 o'clock, I did not think that bus was going to be packed, but I never got a seat in that bus. I always had to stand up, and it was cramped kind of standing up. There's always cars on the road, and there's always people out. This one morning I came to my local bus stop at 5 a.m. or whatever time it was, and there was a trash can on fire, and the fire truck came and all this, and that just what happens. It's not like the city takes a break. Things are always going on. Number 9, when you see those movies of young ambitious people that move to like New York City or like some kind of big city to start fresh and get into whatever industry they want to do, acting or music or whatever, and they get to their flat and it's trash and it's still expensive to pay for. That's accurate. That's accurate. People come and go so quickly, and landlords and landladies are lazy and don't want to spend money on their properties. The maintenance and upkeep of flats is just terrible. When I moved in with my friend Amy, we had people come and check some things in the flat. Like there was a wet stain on her wall in her bedroom, and there was like a cupboard built into the wall in the bathroom that they'd lost the key for, and they were like, oh, we don't know what's in there. And they were just telling us these things like they just happened, and we were like, yeah, sure. And we realized these things have been like that for a long time, and they just pretended that they just found them, because through the whole year of our lease they never checked those things again. So they clearly didn't care. That's just how it is. People don't care about their properties, they just want money, and the rent is super steep. Point number 10, last one, is I guess kind of sad for me coming from a very small place. It really has made it clear to me how broken our society is, and those are things that weren't so clear to me in a small town or village or whatever you would call it. Things such as homelessness, which is a huge issue in London, racism and white privilege, which I hadn't experienced that much before because I was from a very white place. When you're kind of ignorant because no one has told you about it, because it doesn't happen to us that much, and then we're not aware of it, which is really sad. And then things such as sexism and catcalling, which I really haven't experienced a lot because, well, I think societies are at different stages of equality, and I also think just in general catcalling isn't a big thing in Norway, and especially not in my hometown, because everyone knows who everyone is, so that would be really embarrassing. You know whose daughter that is, like why would you catcall her, So I don't want to come across as if I was ignorant before, because I've worked on a lot of humanitarian projects and all this. Like I have tried to educate myself, but it's still different when you see things. It's a very eye-opening and humbling experience that really gives you perspective, which I am extremely grateful for. Alright, those were my 10 unexpected or not so unexpected things about living in a big city. Some of them have really surprised me, some of them not so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Which of the points surprised you the most, or do you live abroad? What is your experience? What surprised you? Or in general, what do you think about my experience? Just leave me a damn comment, and I shall see you next Friday. Keep it the good vibes. Bye!